Well, welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. This is our Sunday Championship. I'm with the League One guys, and we are here for race 2. We are still at Brands Hatch in Kent, or as Brands Snatch, as some people refer to it. 3.9 miles and 9 turns ahead of us, and race 2 is a reverse grid. So without further ado, let's just get down this grid and we'll get this race started, shall we? So Sideways George finds himself on pole position. Stealth just behind him in second. Hodgie is third. Rufus is fourth. Brownie fifth. Slowpoke sixth. Grahamid is seventh. Hoggy is eighth. Bloomfield ninth. Wayne G 10th. Grasshopper 11th. And race 1 winner Scott all the way down in 12th. So he's got to find his way through the pack if he wants to get himself onto the podium and looking for his second win of the day. Now then, race 2, there is a mandatory pit stop as we have to use mediums and hard tyres. So a bit of strategy involved as well. Some of the guys will be starting on the mediums, some will be starting on the hards. There will be different times of pit stops, etc. And keep an eye on the fuel as well. So let's hit that go button, shall we? And we'll ask Sideways George to get this race underway. So we will just wait for the klaxon as they come around. Excuse me, Clark curve onto the Brabham straight, and then we are go as Sideways George takes us down towards turn 1 at Paddock Hill Bend, and very easy turn to go off as we mentioned in race 1. So I'm just going to stay here and make sure everybody gets through, and it looks like we have. So good racing already. I was expecting a few casualties at turn 1, but no, these guys are too good for that. Around Druids then, down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend at turn 3, and Scott still at the back now. Then Scott on the hard tyres. We'll have a go through the tyres, shall we? As well, we'll do it now. We might as well do it now. Grasshopper on the medium, so he's looking to try and get through. Oh, has Bloomfield's gone off? He is there somewhere. Let's have a look and see what happened to Bloomfield. Through Druids, down in 10th. He's on the hard tyres, so they're very cold at the minute. He's not quite up to temperature, so not a lot of grip out there, and he's just gone very wide onto the grass. All looking okay at the minute actually, but maybe picked a bit of dirt up there. Just couldn't slow the car down, could he, as we went into Surtees at turn 4. So poor old Bloomfield onto the grass already on those card hold tyres, and that car is just going to keep spinning in circles, isn't it? There you go. We are off and running again, but now look at the gap between himself and Scott. So wow, a bit of a mountain to climb for Bloomfield, but he'll keep going. Back up at the front, it is Sideways George leading Stealth through these opening few turns, then up through Sheen Curve towards Sterling's, and Stealth is all over the back of Sideways. Sideways on the medium tyres, Stealth also on the medium tyres, so these two looking to go quite deep into the race as Stealth pulls alongside Sideways and gets himself in front. So a good overtake from Stealth to take the lead of this race. Sideways having to slot in behind him now in P2, Hodgie in P3, leading the rest of the pack through. Rufus in 4, looking at the inside of Hodgie as they approach turn 1, but Hodgie around there okay, and still holding on to P3. Rufus, is he going to have a look at the inside as he gets to Druids? Excuse me, no he's not, can't get close enough. Brownie's in there as well, sniffing around. Slowpoke in P6 at the minute. Hoggy looking at the inside of him, although he's battling with his teammate. So those two need to sort themselves out. You do not commit the cardinal sin and take your teammate out, but this time it is Hoggy leading Grahamid. In race 1 it was the other way around. Grasshopper trying to get through the pack there, having a bit of a cheeky look at turn 4 of trying to get up the inside of Grahamid, but Grahamid was having none of that from Grasshopper, and I'm sure he was shouting at him through the window to not overtake me there, I think is what he said, or something like that. Grasshopper really pushing hard. Let's jump on board with Grasshopper down the hill then towards he's on Dingle Dell now in this little dip, then back up towards Sheen Curve at turn 7 as Hoggy and Grahamid battling out. They're side by side. Oh, keep it clean guys, like I say, you do not want to be taking each other out. Grahamid and Hoggy swap positions as they come up towards turn 9. Grasshopper desperately looking for an opening, and he thought he saw one there up the inside of Hoggy, and takes advantage of it. Now then, there was a bit of a bump there as Grasshopper tried to go by Hoggy. I think it was an unexpected gap. Oh, and it looks like Rufus has gone off. It looks like turn 1 has claimed its first victim. Oh, come on, get the right camera sorted. There we go. It looks like turn 1 has claimed its first victim as Rufus tries to pull a move on Hodgie and get himself up into P3. Now, he did have the inside line and he did have the run, but he's just left the braking way too late. Off he goes to make sandcastles, and Hodgie and the rest of the field just go through. Now then, I'm just having a quick look up there because Slowpoke looks like he's making that move on Hodgie as well. So Slowpoke moves himself up into P3. Excuse me. So Sideways George in second, his teammate Slowpoke into P3. Let's get the camera back where it should be. So it is now Slowpoke leading this little group of about 6 cars. Actually up through Surtees at turn 4, so Slowpoke will be looking to try and get away from the rest of the pack. Brownie just behind him in the slipstream. Then we've got Hodgie, Grasshopper in 6th, Grahamid in 7th, Hoggy in 8th. Quite a cluster of cars actually. Scott in 9th, slowly making his way through the pack. Now then, let's just have a look at that. We said we were going to look at the tyres and I've not done it yet. So Stealth on the mediums along with Sideways, they are now 1 and 2. Slowpoke on the hard tyres in 3rd. So Slowpoke having a good race in these opening few laps on the hard tyres. Can he stay there though? Brownie also on the hard tyres, so all good from him at the minute. Grasshopper on the mediums, now up to 5th. As we've seen Grasshopper do before, he likes to start on the softer compound tyres, make his way through the pack, and open up a big enough lead so that when he does change onto the hard tyres, he's still out in front, and that I'm sure is what's going through his mind now. We are on lap 4, so we should start to see people pit round about, I would think, sort of lap 7. Hodgie in P6 at the minute. Hodgie on the hard tyres, and Grahamid also on the hard, same as Hoggy. Scott, Wayne G, all on the hard tyres. Rufus, who's just had that issue at turn 1, he's on the medium tyres, and now down in 11th with Bloomfield on the hard tyres in 12th, trying to play catch up. He is getting a little bit closer actually. I'm looking at the map in the top right hand corner, and I think Bloomfield is catching very, very slowly, but he is catching. Wayne G down in 11th, that's not like him, is it? He is on the hard tyres, but you would expect to see Wayne G making his way through the pack a little bit quicker than this. So maybe he's had an issue as well. Oh, it's Rufus. What on earth? Where did he come from? So Rufus, he's gone off. He's gone off onto the grass. He's gone onto the travel. He's hit. And then he's come back on and sideswiped Wayne G. Wow. Rufus just suddenly appeared from nowhere, and I think it was the fact they hit the barrier. He'd gone off onto the grass and the gravel, hit that barrier, which is what threw him out into the path of Wayne G. Now then, Wayne G has got damage at the front as a result of that collision with Rufus, so he's just got to wait for that to get itself sorted and get repaired. But that was unlucky. That could have been a lot worse actually. Wayne G could have been completely taken out, but stayed on track. Rufus, that was unlucky for Rufus. As I say, got himself on the grass, then the gravel, and then the barrier just leapt out at him and pushed him back onto the track. Bloomfield in 12th then, right up behind Rufus now, so back in the fight is Bloomfield. Back up at the top then, we've got Stealth out in front. Slowpoke has managed to, well, Slowpoke has got himself up into 2nd now, so what happened to his teammate? Well, his teammate, where is he? Where is Sideways George? Oh, he's obviously had a bit of an issue as well. So back up to the top. It is Stealth leading now, and quite a gap actually between himself and Slowpoke, currently in 2nd. Slowpoke on the hard tyres with Grasshopper on the mediums, really pushing hard and looking for an opening, but Slowpoke just keeping himself in the middle of the track, making that Mustang very wide and not really giving Grasshopper any opportunity to get by at the minute. Grasshopper really getting frustrated at the minute, looking for an opening. He's now decided to make his move as they come up towards turn 9 at Clark Curve. Oh, but Grasshopper's come into the pits. That's why he gave that place up so easily. So Grasshopper moves through into P2, and much to his relief as well, seeing that he's now got a bit of a clear track ahead of him, and now he can get on chasing after Stealth. So 2 medium tyre runners in 1 and 2 now. Stealth with a decent lead actually, but Grasshopper, I'm sure, he's going to do his best to do something about that. Rufus with the current fastest lap at the minute, a 1:26.2. So despite the issue he had earlier on, has managed to bash in a fast lap. Brownie in 3rd on the hard tyres, so he is the highest placed hard tyre runner. So having a great race at the minute is Brownie. Had a good battle in race 1 with Slowpoke and Rufus, and currently holding on to P3 at the minute. Now it's a big tactical battle at the minute then. So Slowpoke pulled the trigger first and came in at the end of lap 5, so he will now be going on to the medium tyres. Everybody else yet to make a pit stop. Hodgie in 5th, Hoggy 6th. Let's have a look, see where Slowpoke come out. So Slowpoke right at the back, but as I say, he's just come out of the pits and he's now onto the medium tyres, and that's his pit stop completed. Everybody else in front of him has to make that stop. Stealth, a look at the lead. Stealth, he will be absolutely loving this. You've just got to keep it in a straight line and on the grey stuff, Stealth, and looking good at the minute. The lead tyres, well, they're okay at the minute for Stealth. Probably what, 15-20% wear on those, so still plenty of racing left in those tyres. Grasshopper, same in P2. I think it'll be more fuel than tyres for these guys. Let's have a look. So both about half a tank of fuel in for Grasshopper and Stealth. Brownie, well, he'll be about the same. He's on those hard tyres, so better wear on those. About half a tank of fuel, but looking comfortable is Brownie, so well done to him, having a fantastic race. Grahamid in 4th, also on the hard tyres. Used a little bit more fuel than the other guys, but not a massive amount. Then we've got Hodgie separating the 2 teammates. Hodgie sitting in 5th with Hoggy in 6th, although Hoggy looking to make the move as they go down the hill towards Westfield, and it's Hoggy on the inside. Hodgie still fighting hard though, he's not giving this up, is he? As we come up towards Sheen Curve at 7, and Hoggy just about manages to get his nose in front and hold on to P5 with Hodgie chasing him down. Wayne G in 7th. Let's jump on board, shall we, with Wayne G. As we go through turn 8 onto Clearways up towards Clark Curve at turn 9. Scott looming in the background. Wayne G into the braking zone then. Get that Mustang slowed down. Oh, he's coming into the pits, that's why. So let's pick on somebody else then. Rufus in P8. Let's have a look, shall we? Rufus, I don't think has pitted yet on those medium tyres. No, he's not. He's putting a challenge in on Sideways all the way around the outside at turn 1. Bloomfield is in there as well. Bloomfield having a look at the inside of Druids, but nothing doing as Rufus closes the door on him and doesn't give Bloomfield the opportunity to get through. Down the hill then towards turn 3 at Graham Hill Bend. It is Rufus piling the pressure on Sideways George. Sideways George concentrating on the back of Hodgie as they go up the hill at Surtees. A nice 4-way battle taking place here as they try to catch up to the back of the 2 teammates of Hoggy and Grahamid in 4th and 5th. Hodgie just holding on to P6. Remember, none of these guys have made a pit stop yet. Stealth still out in front by, well, a good few seconds back to Grasshopper. Tyres looking okay now, as I mentioned just a short while ago. I think it is going to be the fuel that forces these guys to stop and not the tyre wear. So this track not as punishing as we thought it might be on the tyres. Brownie still sitting in 3rd, Grahamid in 4th, Hoggy 5th. Then we've got Hodgie. Sideways having a bit of a, I thought we were going to have a look at the inside of Hodgie then as they came into turn 9. And now we've got some more activity in the pit lane as Brownie comes in, Hoggy comes in, Bloomfield is in, so Slowpoke now goes through and moves up into 7th. Remember, he was down in 12th after the pit stop. He came in at the end of lap 5 and was all the way at the back, obviously. Now he made his way up into 7th as Brownie comes back out on the medium tyres, just ahead of Scott in 9th. Scott made his stop as well. He's now on the medium tyres. Then we've got Hoggy also on mediums, although he's got 3 seconds. That'll be for the pit lane, either entry or exit. So that's unlucky for Hoggy. 3-second penalty, wow. Wayne G in 11th. He's made his pit stop now out on the medium tyres. And, well, he's got no worries of moving up into P10, has he? As Hoggy will serve that penalty very shortly, so Wayne can just drift by. Bloomfield may even take the position away from Hoggy as well. So poor old Hoggy, I think, well, I don't know, there's a bit of a gap there. Hoggy might end up back right at the back of the field after serving that 3 seconds. Let's go up to the top and see what's happening. As Stealth still out in front, we can just see Grasshopper there in the distance. And these guys must be thinking about making a pit stop shortly. Hamid is in, so is Hodgie, so 2 more guys into the pits. Got a bit further than I thought they would. I thought it'd be about lap 7, but they've gone to lap 10 with those hard tyres. I thought they might have come in a little bit earlier, but we're just watching our race leader at the minute, Stealth. Let's have a look. His previous lap was 127, Grasshopper 125, so Grasshopper about 1.5 seconds quicker at the minute than Stealth on those medium tyres, but the fuel will dictate when they come in, probably over the next 2 or 3 laps. Sideways George, oh, he's having a good old battle with Rufus, look, for P3 as they go down the hill. Slowpoke is up to 5th now, and he's got no room to get by either of these two, so he's just going to follow them around down the hill through Hawthorne Bend, onto Derek Minter Straight, and then into turn 6, and his sideways are now moved up into P3. Slowpoke has followed him through and up into P4. Rufus having to drop down into P5, but he's fighting back as Slowpoke tries to follow his teammate through. Now then, it's the 2 Haribo Mustangs blocking the road actually at the minute as Rufus tries to go the inside of Slowpoke, and he looks like he's got that move done. Great move from Rufus, saw the opportunity and he pounced on it. He didn't need asking twice, did he? And now he's attacking sideways as well. Rufus on very worn medium tyres. Sideways George also on the worn medium tyres, and Rufus, oh, and Sideways has gone off. Sideways has got turn 1 completely wrong. I think, let's have a look. Where's he gone? There we go. Yeah, he just late braking. I think Rufus did pretty much the same thing earlier on in the race. As Slowpoke has a look at the inside at Druids on Rufus and gets the move done and moves up into P3. I think Rufus, the tyres are starting to hurt him a little bit now. It has got some wear on there. Still plenty left on them, still plenty of racing left in them tyres, but maybe Slowpoke on the fresher rubber has got a slightly better grip, but at the minute Slowpoke has moved up into P3. Grasshopper and Stealth are still yet to make a pit stop, and they are some way ahead of Slowpoke and Rufus that are fighting it out at the minute for that 3rd podium spot. Excuse me. So at the minute Rufus sitting in 4th, although he has got to make a pit stop. You can see the fuel starting to go on him, so he will be thinking about stopping, much to the relief of Slowpoke, I'm sure, who has got enough fuel to make it to the end of this race, and he's starting to open up a very slight gap between the two of them. Now then, is Rufus going to come in at the end of this lap? We'll just stick with him for now as we're coming around turn 9. If he stays to the right, it doesn't look like he is. He's not interested yet, is he? He's not interested yet. He's staying out there. Stealth, Grasshopper both stayed out. Scott now up to 5th. Scott has made his stop. He's got his teammate Brownie just behind him. So the 2 Vodafone teammates in 5th and 6th. So keep an eye on Scott, because he's going to make his way through the pack, looking for his 2nd win of the day. At the minute though, he's got quite a bit of distance between himself and the leaders. but you can see Scott starting to rack up the fast laps. Oh, that didn't look too clever though, did it? As he came out of Graham Hill bend at turn 3, but at the minute holding on to 5th. You can see him taking a wider line there into turn 4. The back end getting a little bit squirrely on him, but managed to hold on to it. His teammate Brownie sitting in 6th. He's made his stop, so both of the Vodafone boys on the medium tyres now. Wayne G in 7th on the mediums as well, made his way through the pack. Hoggy in 8th. Then we've got Sideways and Bloomfield battling it out. Now then, the 2 leaders are in, Stealth and Grasshopper, both into the pits. Where is Slowpoke? Slowpoke coming up towards Clark Curve at turn 9. The fuel is starting to go into the leaders' car, so they are going to be out. So Slowpoke still in 3rd. Stealth back out to retake the lead of this race, although Grasshopper is right alongside him now, but both of them are out on the hard tyres, so the chase is on. Just saw in the background Slowpoke there in 3rd on the medium tyres, now up to temperature and performing well for him. So Slowpoke in 3rd on his own, and he can just about see the 2 guys up ahead, Stealth and Grasshopper, both out on the hard tyres, cold hard tyres as well at the minute, so they've probably got a lap, maybe 2 laps to get them up to temperature. This is going to be a great race. Scott in 4th. Now then, we're not going to write him off for a podium finish, are we? I certainly want to bet against him. And he really is racking up the fast laps now. His previous lap is the fastest, a 1:25.3. So Scott just managing to shake off Brownie. Brownie in, well, he's picked up half a second, hasn't he? So that's going to open the gap up just a little bit more between the 2 teammates. But Brownie in 5th. Now then, is he going to lose track position to Wayne G? Let's just stick with Wayne G, shall we? As Brownie's going to serve his penalty now, just before they hit turn 9 at Clark Curve. I don't think Wayne G is close enough to make the move on Brownie, although he is going to get very, very close. He's going to get into the slipstream as they head down towards turn 1. And yeah, Wayne G looking to get up the chuff of Brownie as they enter Druids. Hoggy not that far back either in P7 at the minute. So a good race from Hoggy, giving Wayne G some to think about. Bloomfield in 8th, trying to catch up. Then we've got Grahamid down in 9th, Hodgie 10th, Rufus in 11th after his pit stop. Now out on the hard tyres, he's got to get them up to temperature, and poor Sideways after his stop as well on the hard tyres down in 12th. Back up to the front though, and Grasshopper's managed to make the move. Now then, I don't think that was that far away, so let's have a look. Through turn 3, oh, and Stealth goes a little wide on the exit of turn 3, and that, well, Grasshopper didn't need asking twice, did he? Absolutely pounced on that. Into turn 4 they go. Grasshopper gets his nose in front, although Stealth is fighting back. Once Grasshopper's in front, he is hard to get past, so he is off and running. So the 2 guys up in front with the hard tyres on, Slowpoke, are doing everything he can to catch up. And he can see them, so he is getting closer and closer. He is on the medium tyres. Where's Scott? Scott sitting in 4th. Well, there is a bit of distance between them, but again, I would not bet against Scott getting on the podium. We shall keep an eye on that. Brownie sitting in 5th. Then we've got Wayne G in 6th. Hoggy in 7th. Bloomfield 8th. Grahamid 9th. Hodgie 10th. We've got a battle anywhere. Rufus in 11th and Sideways down in 12th. So not really, no battlers now. Grasshopper's got the job done against Stealth and started to open up a gap. Few car lengths difference between the 2 of them at the minute. They are on the hard tyres. They should be up to temperature, but they're Slowpoke catching all the time as they go up the hill towards Druids, and you can see there he has got Stealth firmly in his sights. But look who's behind him. It is Scott, and Scott is getting well, he's going even quicker. I want 25.3 on his last lap, so he is quicker than all of them. On the medium tyres, let's have a look. Slowpoke did a 1:27.0. Scott did a 1:25.3, so over a second and a half quicker than Slowpoke. Stealth did a 28.9, so Slowpoke is well, a second, nearly 2 seconds quicker than Stealth, so it just shows the difference between the mediums and the hard tyres. Grasshopper still out in front, can't quite shake Stealth off though, can he? Stealth is sticking with him. We are on lap 15 of 18, so we are drawing to the end of this race. Stealth just needs to hang on for the next 3 laps. Well, so does Grasshopper really, as Slowpoke starts to reel them in. It is only a matter of time, I think, and this seems to be the only battle. Let's just go down mid-pack somewhere. Well, we've got Brownie in 5th. He's battling away with Wayne G and Hoggy just behind him. Brownie in 5th, just leading this little pack. Bloomfield in 8th. Then we've got Grahamid on his own a little bit. Hodgie and Rufus and Sideways all on their own. So yeah, this is the battle now. Grasshopper hanging on to P1, Stealth hanging on to P2, but Slowpoke doing everything he can now to take that away from Stealth. Scott though in 4th. Let's jump on board with Scott, shall we, and see what he can see. Now then, he can see the back end of Slowpoke's car, and he can see the 2 guys ahead of Slowpoke. So Scott has really got something to aim at as we come down the hill towards Westfield Bend at turn 6 for the 16th time. 2 laps after this one to go. Well, it looks like Slowpoke making a move on Stealth. Let's camp out of Scott's car so we can see what's happening. Slowpoke, as we come around turn 8, Stealth doing everything he can to keep Slowpoke behind him, but is he going to make a move up the inside into Clark Curve? Yeah, there was a little touch of doors there, but they are both still going in the right direction. That has given Scott the momentum as well. Scott moves up into P3 and he's on the inside of Slowpoke, so looks like Scott's going to get 2 moves in those 2 bends. Fantastic races from Scott. Saw the opportunity, you could see that Slowpoke was going to make the move on Stealth, just pushed that a little bit harder and managed to overtake both of them. So Stealth from 2nd down to 4th, but it was inevitable really on those hard tyres, whereas Slowpoke and Scott both on the mediums. Now the chase is on to see if they can catch up to Grasshopper. We are on lap 17 of 18. Scott in P2, Slowpoke in P3, trying to stay with Scott. Stealth in P4. What a fantastic race he's had though. He will be pleased with this, he must be, even if he does take P4. Then we've got Brownie in 5th. He was leading this little group now, consisting of Wayne G in 6th and Hoggy in 7th. Bloomfield not that far behind actually in 8th, as we look up there, Brownie and Wayne G still battling away. Grahamid in 9th, Hodgie in 10th, with Rufus 11th and Sideways down in 12th. So let's just go back up and see what's happening with Wayne G, Brownie. As we come around towards the end of lap 17, we will have to go up to our leaders, as they will be on their final lap now. But Brownie just managing to hold Wayne G off. Fuel light starting to flash now. Let's go back up. Grasshopper still out in front on those hard tyres, doing a fantastic job, although look how close Scott is to him now. Slowpoke still sitting in 3rd with Stealth in 4th. It is now up to Scott. Scott, the fuel light is on. He will have enough to finish the race. Grasshopper's got plenty of fuel, but he is on the hard tyres as well. Scott on the mediums, fuel light flashing. Can Scott make it a double win, or will Grasshopper hold on? Slowpoke in 3rd, not coming under any threat from Stealth, as Stealth on the hard tyres just drops off the back of Slowpoke a little bit. Now then, this is where the fight seems to be, and it's Grasshopper Just a few more turns to go for Grasshopper. He's on the hard tyres. Scott doing everything he can to catch up to the back of Grasshopper and put him under pressure. He's trying to force a mistake out of him as he goes around turn 8. Only one more corner to go. Can Grasshopper hold on, or will Scott make the move? I don't think he's quite close enough as they go into the Clark curve at turn 9 for the final time, and it looks like Grasshopper is going to do it. Grasshopper has managed to hold Scott off. A fantastic win for Grasshopper. Scott in second, Slowpoke across the line in third, Stealth, a great race from him to finish fourth. Brownie just leading this little group. He'll take fifth with Wayne G6, Hoggy seventh, Bloomfield eighth. Grahamid, he will bring his car home in ninth, with Rufus in 10th, just ahead of Hodgie and Sideways in 12th. Brilliant stuff from the League One guys for our Sunday Championship. Hope you can join us next week as we follow Rufus across the line. Hodgie in 11th there, and then Sideways down in 12th. Next week, where are we going to be next week? I have no idea. Well, I have, but I've got to find it. Just bear with me. Next week we will be at Road Atlanta, and it is the last sprint race before heading off to Japan and Suzuka for the start of the endurance races. So yeah, join me next week in America at Road Atlanta for a 19-lap race around that track, the last of the sprint races. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed these races, please remember to hit the like button. If you've not already subscribed, if you could do me a massive favour and do so, I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I shall catch you